Hey guys, Guinea Pigs 1 here. So there's going to be a regular scheduled video coming out tonight at 12 a.m. Just wanted to do another update on Pecan here. So right now she's acting like she's completely back to normal. It's about a good 24 hours of her being very bloaty. So during the day when we got diagnosed with bloat, she was given 2 mils of simethicone every 2 hours. And tummy rubs, I did usually 20 minutes to half an hour every couple hours as well. At the vet, she had the x-ray done, she was given sub-Q fluids and an injection, and I didn't have to give her any other pain meds. And this morning, which was 24 hours later, was the first time where she actually was able to lay down comfortably. She still seemed like she had some gas in her this morning, so obviously she was still getting simethicone, and it's still going to happen for probably a couple more days just to be sure, but I can lower the dose now to just a couple times a day in just 1 mil, not 2 mils. As you can see, like, she's up, she's eating on her own. I did critical care feedings yesterday. I started at about supper time, like 5 or 6 p.m. And then anytime I was giving her her gas drops, I did the critical care as well. You will see that in the video. I'll put down in the description box part 1 and part 2 about her bloat, just so you can see the things that I was doing for her. She is doing awesome though. She looks absolutely back to her normal shape now. When it was at its worst, she literally looked like a beach ball. So in the morning that I found her, she was a very weird shape because her belly was right to the ground and her sides were sunken in. And then over the course of the day, she ended up just having like a beach ball sized belly, and I felt so bad for her because she couldn't lay down. She would just sit there all puffed up. So as I said, we did the feedings, the simethicone, all that stuff for her, and I got up through the night so that I could keep feeding her, giving her more simethicone and giving her tummy rubs. Tummy rubs worked beautiful. I know a lot of people said you could use like a vibrating pad to put them on, things like that. I found the tummy rubs, and you'll see in the videos like that I was doing, like shaking her belly and stuff. You could hear all the gas coming out when I was doing those, so I knew it was working. Yeah, so here we are, and she looks normal. Her poops are not normal, they're very weird shapes. But she has been given so much simethicone that I'm sure that's part of it, and also her system just getting back to normal. Okay, so some people were asking what are reasons that bloat can start. So one of the big ones could be if there's an imbalance in their gut flora. Let's say they were on antibiotics, so maybe some bad bacteria is overtaking their gut and that gives off gases. It could be from foods that you're feeding. Maybe you're feeding them really gassy vegetables like broccoli or cabbage. Or my vet said that there's lots of times where bloat happens and there's really no explanation. So for Pecan, that's kind of what I'm going towards, because nothing changes here. Their diet's the same. They get fed at the same time every day. Just flopping down eating there now. So I really don't know. Bloat can happen to any pig. So the signs would be they're looking uncomfortable. So they might be sitting hunched up. They could have the sucked in stomach or the super ballooned out stomach. Could have their fur puffed up. They could be having less poops or no poops, or really weird shaped poops, really small poops. When they're really bloated, you can tap their sides gently and it kind of sounds hollow. Really, all the signs for bloat could also be signs of other serious medical conditions. So even for bloat, get it diagnosed by your vet. Highly recommend always having an x-ray. For Pecan, with her symptoms where she was dragging her her back end, it looked like it was as if she was paralyzed, how she was dragging herself around, and with the really sunken in sides, I had no clue what was going on with her. I didn't actually think she was bloated just because the sides were sunk in. It just looked really weird. So anyway, the x-ray obviously showed, which is on my Facebook page, how huge of a gas cap she had in her stomach. It was up at the top. So that's why I think an x-ray is awesome. It's just going to tell you 100% what's happening without having to guess. I know my vet had said that in rabbits, that's kind of what they do when they're having stomach issues, is really exaggerated movements and stretching out their back legs and everything like that. So I highly recommend, as I said, getting an x-ray so that you can rule out everything. Because I was thinking, does she have a bladder stone? Does she have some kind of tumor that's pushing on her spine and that's why she can't walk right? But the morning was the worst time that she was, where she was walking really weird, because by the time we got to the vets, it was when her stomach was more just ballooning out rather than sunk in, and she was walking normal. But on the car ride there's some pretty bumpy roads, so I half wonder if that kind of got the gas kind of moving and made her change her posture. So I'm so thankful. Like, look at her right now, stretched out just how she loves to be. It was really scary because I did lose Barry to very bad bloat, and hers was into full-blown stasis, so I was super scared for Pecan. The only thing throughout the whole thing was she was still pooping by herself. There's some people asking why I wasn't giving her motility meds, and that's the only reason. I do have Cisapride here for Bullseye on hand, which we could have used if it was needed, but it was never needed because throughout this whole thing she would poop. And I always found that after she had her 20 to 30 minute tummy massages, when I would set her back in the cage, she would poop like 12 to 15 weird looking poops, but it was poops. So I knew that we were okay. So anyway, thanks everybody that was asking about Pecan. That was 24 hours of scary. And now we're just going to be making sure that she doesn't get back to being bloated up. So just going to do the simethicone for a couple more days at a lower dose and keep my eye on her. See you guys later.